4 years. I just got out in 2010. And I'd like to say thanks to Scott for asking me to read today. Got some poems to read here for you. And I'd like to say thank you for everyone for coming here to listen to us veterans read, especially to the two beautiful ladies in this booth over here. This is my sister Amy and my wife Missy. Good man. This first one is 3 examples of the way things are changing. At the age of 4, I was under strict orders to draw only in coloring books full of brawny T-Rex and connect the dot brontosaurs. Do not draw in books for big people, said my parents. At the age of 5, I was punished for kissing a girl behind the red brick building. I do not remember her name. Keep your lips off the women, said my dad. For now. At the age of 6, I was told never to use violence in school, even if Corey stuck his wet index finger deep into my ear canal. Do not hurt your brother, said Mom and Dad. Lift your brothers up. When I'm in college, this is much later now, I object to my teacher telling his students to scribble notes in textbook margins. Do not draw in books, I tell him. He says, what are you, 4? Cue classroom laughter. When I get married in January, 2 decades later on a deep evening wrapped in russet-colored scenes, the Reverend says, you may now kiss your wife. I look to the pews where my dad sits in his only suit jacket, a royal blue single-breasted, for confirmation. He nods. At the gun range, Tech Sergeant Kennedy says, aim for center mass. The targets are shaped like silhouettes of desk clocks, and my 223s slice through the cardboard at high noon and midnight. Sergeant Kennedy smiles and says, tear them down, brother. Tear them all down. And this next one is branch management. I propose the Navy start naming their ships after serial killers instead of states. The Marine Corps change their slogan from the few, the proud, to unimaginable ennui. And the Army replace saluting with high fives. And the Coast Guard, the Air Force, I propose they run an Air Force-wide inspection on the thoroughness of all of the inspections being performed. I should mention in way of disclaimer that I served a 4-year enlistment in the Air Force. Prior to that, I had a work buddy who was a fighting Seabee in the 70s. Another friend of mine is still a Marine. They say you always are. And my cousin gave everything to the Army Rangers. And the Coast Guard. And I love all branches of the service. When you're in the Air Force, you have to have someone to, this poem is called American Truth. Our manner of speaking is revealing, so try to imagine what it is we're feeling. When we talk about things we do not comprehend, it's the one time as adults we're encouraged to pretend. When we say the war, we speak like it's the only one. When we feel hunger, it is only a matter of choice. When we think beauty, we think about youth. We work hard to create the American truth. And this poem is for Ashley Martin. She's my cousin's widow. He was in 82nd Airborne. His Humvee ran into a IED in the Philippines, and I didn't ever really get a chance to talk to Ashley. I only saw her at Christmas time, and I thought about all the questions I'd like to ask her if I ever could. So I made a poem out of it. It's called "Watch the Sea Erase." Are your eyes Mount Rainier in the spring, or Moses Lake in the winter? And do they burn holes through pictures? Does the air punish you sweetly? Do your knuckles pop more freely? Are your clothes punk, indie, rave, new age? Your laughter, is it quarter moon shaped or more upper martini glass when rainbow light hits the liquid just right? Have you read any recent Tim O'Brien? Tried breathing, writing, or mind exercises? Are you anchored, grounded, or confounded? Landlocked in the Pacific Northwest? Does Tacoma burn with every drop of Tabasco on its wrist? Do you hate when it's late, or is the darkness a pleasure? Iowa has Midwestern sushi, but don't you suppose the fish out there is fresher? Do you have the rolls ripping seaweed off like it's Christmas morning and you're 6? Chopsticks, fingers, or fork? Ginger, wasabi, soy sauce? Solace or lively crowds? When writing, do you make one line through airs or draw entire black rain clouds? Long-suffering mariner fan? Is your hair still fire hydrant red? Ever sang mock opera from the cupola in the frost of March? Ascended the long leg of a gold-jacketed larch? Have you thrown out gaudy knickknacks only to replace them? Drawn hearts in mushy sand just to watch the sea erase them? This next one's called Survivors. Yes, I will make it high and tight, clean shaven and wrinkle free, with my flight to the traveling wall, something everyone should see. I am not excited to see the display, although I do feel pleased and patriotic. But when I arrive, something is wrong, you could almost say chaotic. They have unfolded the yawning placards, and every name has disappeared. An exact replica of the one near our Capitol, except the information has been cleared. This tension is aggravated by the way the sunlight feels like knife blades twisted off at the hilt, and my lips are melded together, air is thicker than the devil's milk. And my toes are 10 baby snakes begging me to leave the way I came. I have not felt death like that before. I have not felt death like that since. And if wherever I am going is exactly where I've been, then I have only met survivors, and heroes don't exist. This poem is called Mixtapes. We use first-person plural as a way of deflecting when writing. It's not artistic styling, it's an artistic way of hiding. These feet of ours sizzle on hot tin roofs. Our doggies howl, growl, bark, and woof. This tongue we have curls over dry teeth, drier than corn cobs in dead July heat. Our hair smelling of salmonella, our hair spawning further upriver. We have no ears, we cannot hear, each word going peacefully without sins, our riddles acquiesced by homonyms. We have loose lips, and everyone knows our mixtapes sink ships. There are the rarest of records piled floor to ceiling, but like the eagle said, we've got a peaceful, easy feeling. I like to read the dictionary a lot. It's kind of weird. But I came across this word, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced caesura. It's a break in a poem or a musical number. And I thought it was pretty fitting because for the majority of my enlistment, I was stationed in Clovis, New Mexico, which originally I thought was pretty cool. The base was called Cannon Air Force Base. Action to be had there, right? But it was actually pretty sucky. So I wrote a poem about when I signed out of the base and drove off to Iowa. It's called Caesura. So long, mountains, your body crowded with fleas who think themselves to be hipster rock climbing addicts. So long, tumbleweeds, there must be a future in your vagrant ways. You've never ceased to be nomadic. So long, New Mexico, you have fuchsia each morning with stripes and blended each night with a handful of stars. So long, Clovis, you look your very best shrinking in the rearview mirror of northeast-bound cars. Hello, train tracks, swollen river, chalk dust sunsets, Civil War bridge. Hello, dandelion cheeks, solar feet, Iowa City, may we never part again. This is the last poem I got for you. It's called Wall of Sound. Siding on this house looks like a love letter with every word erased. Gray rubbery flakes peel up and off the page like unappreciated paint. Is this an Indian summer? Because all the clouds resemble tomahawks, and the water sparkles like freshly engaged fingers showing off. Have I changed so much, or has so much changed around me? Did I sacrifice enough, or did this wall of sound surround me?